Hello, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I created this exact animation, start to finish, quite quickly, but we are going to be using Dither Boy, Photoshop, and After Effects. And what I'm going to do is, for those of you who don't have After Effects, hopefully explain it in a way that you could just do a still image version of this rather than animating it. The animation is optional. You can probably swap out Photoshop as well if you use Affinity Photo. We're not really going to be using or doing anything overly complex here. Before we get started, if you are new around here, Dither Boy is a image dithering software that we just added a ton of glitch effects to. So if you want to get access to the glitch effects, then you can use Dither Boy, fully standalone software. I will leave the link in the description to Dither Boy. If you want to know more, just go click that so I don't have to spend the first 5 minutes of this video talking about it. Anyway, to get straight into the tutorial, I got this image from this creator who is just known as AC on Unsplash. You don't have to use the image that I'm using. Obviously, you can use whatever you want. Creating this image as well wouldn't be that complex in like Blender with like DAZ 3D if you have access to that stuff. I was just using it as like a demo image when I was testing out Dither Boy. So I've got Photoshop open here and I'm just going to drag in my stock photo so it opens at the default resolution. If you have a specific resolution you want to work at, that's fine. You don't need to follow my exact document set up here. So the way dithering works is it depends quite a lot on the luminosity of pixels within your image to determine what the outputted pattern or dispersal of like the diffusion effect is, if that makes sense. When I say like things like dispersal and diffusion, I'll show you an example now of what I mean. So before I do the quick tweak to this image that I need to do in Photoshop, if I just open up Dither Boy now and just do the same thing, so just drag it in. And if we choose Floyd-Steinberg, which is a diffusion algorithm, and I'm just going to turn up the scale so you can see the dots here. So if we move around the luminance threshold, you'll see there's not much change in how these dots are arranged in the background compared to on the subject here. Obviously you can make out the head and the legs here and the arm up top because you've seen this image. But if we want more contrast in how these dots are dispersed in the background versus on the subject, then we need to change the luminosity of the background so that it is quite a bit lower than that of the subject. When we do that, the dispersal of the dots in the background will be much wider, like there'll be more space between the dots in the background basically, in comparison to the dots or the dither on the subject. And so you will be able to more clearly identify this person here laid down, the 3D render of this human. You'll be able to more easily identify that. Is an easy way of explaining it. And that goes not just for diffusion, that goes generally for all of these effects. So now you've seen why this image doesn't work. All I'm going to do in Photoshop, I've rasterized the layer. And if you go to Window and make sure Properties is ticked, I've got my Properties panel here. I'm just going to click Select Subject and it'll automatically select the human here. If you've been using Photoshop long enough like me, where you would have had to do this by hand before, then like me, this is probably our favorite Photoshop update they've ever done. I'm just going to go and get my lasso tool and make sure I've got the additive selection sort of selected up here. And I'm just going to go and grab this little portion of knee here that was left out, just like this. And there's a little bit of leg here as well that was left out too. So now I've cleaned up the selection. If I just press Ctrl and J, we've now isolated the subject that we want to have our nice, dense, visible dithering, our high luminosity section of the image that we want separated from the background. So obviously there's a few ways to do this. If you've got your adjustments tab open, just go to Window and make sure adjustments is ticked. You can just click on a curves layer, put that below the subject, and then do something like this. If you want something a bit more flat though, you can literally just make a new layer, go to Fill, change the foreground to black, and then fill the entire layer in black, and then just reduce the opacity so that it's a bit more binary in how it's blacking out the subject versus the background. These two methods will get you different results from your dither, so you can save both if you want. And just to give you a demo now of how this impacts our dither differently, if I drag in the new one I just saved and we stay on Floyd-Steinberg again and I just up the scale here, and up the luminance threshold and start lowering the contrast, you can see we're kind of getting toward the effect that I showed at the beginning, in that this subject here is now highlighted by some dense clusters of dots, while the background is far more sparse and scattered out basically. I'm just going to go back in and I'm going to up the opacity of this black fill layer to 79. And I'm just going to save that again, just because I want it to be a little bit more, just want a bit more difference in the background versus the subject. So with the updated one, the effect I showed you at the beginning used this algorithm, modulated diffuse X. You can go for uniform modulation X or like smooth diffuse, for example, or like a number of these glitch effects if you wanted. Smooth diffuse might be cool to try in this one, so I might try a few out here. One of the first things you're going to want to do, regardless of which algorithm you chose, is up your luminance threshold. So I generally up it all the way. If you're using the smooth diffuse algorithm, the luminance threshold will be tied in a little bit with the smoothness. So if you up your smoothness a bit more, you will get a little bit closer to the effect I showed at the beginning by doing that, and then lowering the contrast. And you can of course mess with the scale too. Now at the beginning, if you went for a different scale to me, in Photoshop that is, so if your document size was different, your scale will be slightly different too. So smaller documents are slightly more sensitive to the scale sort of factor basically, but obviously you don't have to get exactly as I showed it. So I'm going to go for the smooth diffuse effect in mine, and I'm just going to try and find like a sweet spot basically that is close enough to the effect I got before that I showed you at the beginning. Kind of something like this. So smoothness 9, if you go smoothness 10, it's going to be quite hard to remove all the diffusion here to the right of the subject. Smoothness 9, luminance threshold 85, and then you can mess with the contrast to like get the result you want basically. So from here, if you're not going to follow the animation part of the tutorial, then you can of course save this and go work on adding a glow effect and some hue to it, which I'll obviously do later in my version. But because I'm going to be animating this and I've got this effect set up already, I'm going to come down here and click Save Preset. I'm just going to name, for me, when I open my presets menu later in this video, you will see I have tons of stupidly named ones from when I was testing the preset system, but I'm just going to name mine YouTube tutorial preset and it'll save that. So now you can come into presets here. As you can see, I told you mine are all stupid, but if I load YouTube tutorial preset, look, if I just click these randomized buttons now to get a random effect, and then I click on presets and click on YouTube tutorial preset, it'll bring me back here. So we've saved that effect. Don't need to worry about remembering these settings now. So we're going to take this asset now, this still JPEG, into After Effects. So all I've done is just drag and drop my image into the project tab. Then I'm going to drag it into the composition window. Now at this point, if you want my actual exact MP4 that I use, that I have, it's like an old MP4 that I made for a freelance project. I'm going to show you how to make something similar now, but if you just go to extras and click on Discord, you can get in here to the Studio AAA / Dither Boy Discord. And in the previews channel now, I'm going to put this MP4 called glowingrain.mp4 in there, and I'll send that when this tutorial's done, because what I actually did for the example that I showed you at the beginning was I dragged on this MP4 asset that I made like 2 years ago, scaled it up quite a lot, rotated it by 90 degrees so that the particles are moving from right to left. And I changed the blend mode to screen, and then I just exported that MP4 into Dither Boy, and I dithered this version with the same settings as the still image, but you might not want to use mine. So I'm going to hide that. If we go to New, Adjustment Layer, then go to Window and just make sure you've got the Effects and Presets tab open. Type in the Effects and Presets tab, Snowfall, and put that on your adjustment layer. And then basically you are going to up the size until you can see the dots, lower the flake count until it's not super noisy and crowded, up the opacity, go into background illumination and change the influence percentage to 0, lower the speed from 250 to something like 8 or 9, like you don't want it to be super quick. I'm sorry if I'm going quite fast here. I know After Effects quite well now, so you might want to just like pause and do what I'm doing. But yeah, next go into wiggle and lower the wiggle amount to 0. And basically you'll eventually get this nice slow floating particles sort of over your image. Obviously, you can turn up the speed if 8 was a bit slow for you, but I just wouldn't go too far with it because we're going to be dithering it. Next, if you come back into your timeline and right click, go to new and solid, and then just load in a black solid and put that underneath the adjustment layer. Then go back into the timeline, right click, new, adjustment layer, and come back to effects and presets. Just type in glow and add in a glow effect onto the new adjustment layer you've just made. Lower the threshold to 0, up the glow radius and the intensity until you get something similar to what I showed you before. Personal preference from here really, how much you want it to glow. Once you've done that, just click on the black solid, hold shift and click on your top adjustment layer so that all 3 layers that you just made are selected. Once they're selected, right click and then click on pre-compose. You'll have to name it. I don't care about naming it, so call it whatever you want, press OK. And now if you come to your pre-comp or whatever you named it and just change the blend mode to screen, you've basically just created the asset that I showed before. And obviously you can rotate that, scale it up, do whatever you want. But if you want the exact file that I used, join the Discord and it's there. So personal preference for that, like do whatever you want. Now, rendering a video while having Photoshop and After Effects open will almost certainly crash my recording. So there'll be like a brief skip here while I quickly export my video. All I'm doing is going to composition, add to Adobe Media Encoder Q, and I'm going to use the default match high bitrate setting. So just very default normal export settings. I'm not doing anything fancy, and I'll just cut to when I've got my export ready. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my exported video here with our change we made in Photoshop and our particles that we've rendered in After Effects. And I've already been in Dither Boy and saved my preset for this. So all I need to do now is go to File, Video, Import Video, open the file that I just rendered out. It'll extract your frames, which can just take a second. And then you just need to reload your preset and that's it. So if you want to make any final tweaks, you can obviously do that now. But we've already got the effect set up. We've got the asset we need. So now we just go back to File, Video and Export Video. Save that wherever and it'll come up with this Processing Frames tab. Obviously, depending on what size, document size, frame rate, size of the video, length of the video, what computer you're on, all that stuff, this will vary in like how long it takes. While this is rendering, I will say that the feedback about wanting to preview this video in the app has been heard and we are looking into like doing that. The main issue is that we started this as an image software and then people really wanted it for video, which I didn't expect. So some of the video features require redoing old work that we set up for images initially. So basically if it's doable and doesn't break everything, we will add that in, but there's no guarantees right now. But yeah, mine's nearly done, so I'll just wait for that to finish. Okay, so video export complete. So now I'm going to come back into After Effects and I'm just going to drag in my MP4 that I just got out of Dither Boy, pop that on my timeline, and you can see we've got that effect that I saved in the preset, but now it's got the animated dither effect that's come from the particles that we set up. So rather than playing this in the video, I'll play the MP4 on screen because again, like playing in After Effects while recording messes up my recordings sometimes. So you'll be able to see a preview of what I got. And as you can guess, if you can remember what our original that I showed you at the beginning of the video looks like, all we got to do here is add some glow. So I'm going to just add the default glow. If you've got Deep Glow, which is a plugin, it's really, really cool glow effect. You can always use that, of course. But if you've got Deep Glow, then you probably don't need me to show you how to build a glow effect. To get a nice, intense, vivid glow like I got, you're just going to want to stack your glow effects basically. Same goes if you're in Photoshop. So just stack the blurs and the screen blend mode until you're happy with what you've got. I'm just using Control D to duplicate the glows here. And obviously you can set a color on the glow. If you change your glow colors to A and B colors, you can set that up. And just remember to turn up the intensity as well as the radius, because if you go high radius and low intensity, it can look like quite a weak glow. But yeah, from there, it's really just experimenting until you're happy with the glow. Obviously, depending on what image you got, that will probably affect the type of glow you want to do. But I'm also just going to go back into Dither Boy and go to Adjustments, Presets, and I'm going to export my preset. And I'm also going to put the preset that I just generated into the previews channel in the Discord. So if you want to get, actually, I'll put a link to the stock photo as well. So if you want to get the exact image I used, I'll link that in the description too. But if you want to use the exact image I got with the exact glowing rain asset that I made years ago for a commission and the exact preset, then just go into Dither Boy, go to extras, Discord. Once you get in, come to the previews channel and it'll all be there and you can download it. I'll send this as soon as the video's like done recording. All you got to do to join the Discord is just answer the join question correctly. I'm trying to keep bots out. I'm trying to keep out people who aren't actually from Dither Boy. So there is a question you get asked when you join, and if you've got this far into the video, you will know the answer to the question. So just select the right answer and I will accept your request to join, basically. So I'll put my final result on screen. I'll put my final result next to our original just so you can see how close I got in this video. And this tutorial was requested by someone in the Discord too. So if you've now joined the Discord and you want to see a tutorial for something else I've made, then feel free to ask and I'll probably make it. If you make something with this video, with this tutorial, or with any of these effects, please send me it, put it in the Discord, tag me on Instagram or on Twitter. I love seeing this stuff. There is plenty more updates, tutorials and more cool stuff for Dither Boy incoming. So whether you just got in or you've had it from the start, I've got some really cool stuff incoming for you, and thank you for your support. I will see you in the next video.